Alright guys, this is Kool'S coming at you from Team King of Games, and I present you my Salamangreats deck. Oh man, you guys, Salamangreats has taken the Yu-Gi-Oh community by storm, and it's retarded because I wanted to build a ritual version of Salamangreats. And when Salamangreats Eagle or Phoenix Eagle or whatever it's called came out, and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna build this, and the archetype had nothing else to go with it. I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait and see what else, if anything else is gonna come out. Next thing you know, there's a structure deck, the deck's gonna be busted, the deck's gonna be meta. I'm like, dang it, I don't wanna play meta. So here I am, playing meta in a completely different way. Every time I tell you guys, I play my own way, I don't play meta. I'm not a meta player. So I play what I want to play, how I want to play it, when I want to play it, as I'm playing it. So without further ado, let's hop right into this S-Great deck. I don't know what the hell salads are. I know what S-Greats are. 3 copies of Gazelle, the main starter of the deck. She gets everything popping by sending a Salamangreats card to the graveyard. And if a Salamangreats card goes to the graveyard, Salamangreats monster goes to the graveyard. You can special her from hand. 3 copies of Spinny. Spinny can special himself from the graveyard if I control a Salamangreats card other than Spinny. And he also can send himself from the hand to the graveyard by targeting another monster I control, as long as I control a Salamangreats monster. Target that monster, target any monster I control, give it 500 attack, and send it to the graveyard. 3 copies of Salamangreats Desires. No, not Desires. What's it called? Duality. Salamangreats Duality. So when this card is normal summoned, I can reveal the top 3 cards of my deck and excavate the top 3 cards of my deck and add a Salamangreats monster or spell trap. Salamangreats card. His other effect says that if he's in the graveyard, you can discard a Salamangreats monster, special summon this card from the graveyard, and then pop a spell trap my opponent controls. Very, very good. 2 copies of Foxer. I don't remember Foxer's primary effect. I know that it says if I have 3 Salamangreats monsters in my graveyard, I think I can special this from the graveyard and pop a spell trap. If you have 3 or more, okay, in your graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, target 1 Salamangreats Link monster in your graveyard, and 1 card in your opponent's spell trap zone. Return the Link monster from the graveyard to the extra deck, and if you do, destroy the spell trap. If cards in your opponent's spell trap zone are destroyed and sent to the graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So I was kind of close. So 3 or more in the graveyard, discard, target a Link monster, target a spell trap on my opponent's field, return the Link monster and pop the spell trap, and then if my opponent's spell trap is popped, I can special this from the graveyard. Both effects cannot be activated at the same turn. Cannot. I play 2 copies of Falco because Falco's too good, and I don't want to only have 1. The meta players use 1 copy. Dummies. I play 2 copies simply because Falco is too good for the deck. It sets for me. If it goes to the graveyard, it sets. And then on top of that, it can special himself. So, I mean, I may not be able to do both effects of Falco in the same turn, but having 2 copies is still better than just having 1. But I am running the 1 copy of the Jaguar, though. That is just a very sensible ratio. There's no point of running 2 of this card at all. That is it for the Salamangreats monsters. On to the rest of the Cybers monsters. 2 Lady Debug. Lady Debug's really, really good. Searches out almost any Salamangreats, but it really gets me to Spinny and Gazelle. Normal summon, search for a level 3 or lower Cybers monster, and then I also play the 2 copies of the Flame Buffalo. Flame Buffalo's effect is when it goes to the graveyard, I can send one other Cybers monster to the graveyard and then draw 2 cards. So if I have Gazelle in hand and this goes to the graveyard, if I have another Salamangreat monster in hand, I can send that monster to the hand, and then I'm going to send that other Salamangreat monster to the hand, from the hand to the graveyard, draw 2 cards, and then special summon Gazelle from my hand and get Gazelle's special summon effect, or normal summon. Normal summon or special summon sends a Salamangreat card from the deck to the graveyard. So that's like a really huge play. The last of the monsters, 3 Ashes, of course. You don't want to really play S-Greats without 3 Ashes. I mean, they come with them. Why shouldn't you use them? You can add them back off Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. You can add Ash. Hear that? You can add Ash. Wow. Moving on to the spells. 3 Circle. It lets me search for a Salamangreat monster, or I can protect a Salamangreat monster from being destroyed by battle. Or is it card effect? Oh, even better. It's unaffected by card effects. Even better. So I can't. So my opponent can't like target, banish it. Can't do anything to that. To that targeted Salamangreat monster unless it's destroyed by battle. It can't be destroyed by card effect. It's unaffected by monster effects. So Dark Hole works. Raigeki works. 1 copy of Salamangreat Will, or Will of the Salamangreats. It lets me either or special summon 1 Salamangreat monster from my hand or graveyard, or I can target a Salamangreat monster. A Salamangreat Link monster that has been Link summoned using its own name. Target that monster, and I can special summon monsters from my Salamangreat monsters from my graveyard and or hand, but up to the Link rating. So I typically special summon 2 monsters because I would control Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf, and of course the 1 copy of the Sanctuary. That's if it gets banished. Oh well. If it gets popped, I can add it back. I don't know. I'm gonna backtrack for a second. I don't know if the meta players play 1 or 2 copies of Will. I would play 2 copies. I'm only playing 1 copy in this build because it's not specific to Salamangreat. So the rest of the spells, my personal tech, it's not that great, but it's better than nothing. Linkbound playset of Linkbound. Linkbound says I can target a Link monster I control or in my graveyard, shuffle it into the extra deck, well, return it to the extra deck, and then draw cards equal to its Link rating, and then put cards at the bottom of the deck equal to its Link rating. So, I mean, it's not a, it's not a Saruja, but it does fix hands. So if I have 3 cards in hand and I activate this and I target Salamangreat Wolf, and I have Salamangreat Wolf. Why do I keep saying that? Sunlight Wolf. If I target him, so I draw 2 more cards. If I have 3 already, not including this card, if I have 3 already, and I draw 2 more, I put 2 back, and I still have 3 cards in hand. But I fixed my hand to what I want to have. Vertical Horizon. I think I've heard this album before. I've seen this album. 1 copy of Foolish Burial, for obvious reasons. 2 copies of Foolish Burial Goods, for obvious reasons. It's because I do have spell traps that I do want to add from my graveyard to my hand. So, I mean, even if they negate my my Balinks, I can still send Sanctuary and add Sanctuary to hand. The 1 copy of the Monster Reborn, of course. And then, of course, 3 copies of Called by the Grave. I do a lot of searching, and if my opponent does try to hand trap me, I am ready. I have my play set. For the traps, I run 1 copy of Rage and 2 copies of Roar. I think meta players are playing only 1 copy of Roar, but I'm not a meta player. They play 2 copies of Rage. In my own defense, yes, I do agree with the meta players that if they do say it, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they would if they're going to play 2 copies of Rage over 2 copies of Roar. Because I do like actually opening up with Roar, so I don't have to actually send it to the graveyard and waste my own personal combos on this. So I would run, I think meta players run 2 copies of Rage and 1 copy of Roar. Rage is better than Roar, in my own opinion. But Roar does the job better than Rage. But Rage is a better card to me because I can just pop monsters. Pop, 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 pop. That is just the main deck. Ooh, here comes the extra deck. Oh, the extra deck is what's sexy. What's so sexily spicy. Oh my gosh, you guys be ready for this extra deck. Y'all ain't, nah. Y'all gonna flip out when y'all see this crap here. 1 copy of Mirage Stiletto. 1 copy. Just in case. I literally do not make this monster. As many times as I've actually do it with this exact deck, I do not make this often. At all. Like, I would make it at least 0.5 of every match. 0.5. Yeah. Sounds about right. 2 copies of Balinx. This is the Searcher for Sanctuary. If it's summoned, Sanctuary. If it gets negated, it's negated. 3 copies of Sunlight Wolf. Sorry, fellas, I do not have my Sunlight Wolves. I am depressed because I do kind of want to play S-Greats at regionals or take it to tournament or locals, whatever. Everybody's playing it, but no one's playing it like I am, and I'm okay with that. So 3 copies of Sunlight Wolf. 1 copy of the Heat Leo. Like I said, I'm not a meta player. I don't need Heat Leo. As you realize, I don't play Fusion of Fire. Only the one Leo because just for the spell trap poppage. That's the only reason why I would go into him. 2 copies of Transcode Talker. Now this is where I get going using my Salamangreats to go into Transcode Talker and build untargetable boards. You can't target my monsters for anything. That's Transcode. You can't target monsters with card effects. And then I would co-link him with Xcode Talker to where co-link monsters can't be destroyed by card effects. And then I would go into Trigate Wizard and shut their entire board down, start banishing cards, start hitting start negating stuff, because I do get to 3 co-linked, and start boosting my monsters and getting them higher and higher and higher, because Transcode and Xcode boosts monsters by 500 actually. So my Transcode sometimes gets to 4,000 attack. The 1 copy of the Cerberus, the 1 copy of the Phoenix. These 3 cards are the only non-Cyberus monsters in the deck. Those 2 and the Summon Sorcerers. Summon Sorcerers, of course, because if I do not use Transcode Talker, I can still make plays. As like I told you guys in other deck profile videos, I don't have any Link 4s. So, as you can tell, the way my extra deck is set up, you can tell that I can go into a Link 4 and protect him like crazy. So, that is the deck profile of my Salamangreats from Kool'S. Now, I do feel bad for most meta players because they don't have their own combos. They can't do what they want to do. I refuse to do a combo video on Salamangreats because their combos are too much. I don't have enough space. Camera doesn't have enough angle wide, or have enough angle, or can be as wide or as tall, however it is. There's so many plays for Salamangreats. They go for so long. They make so many plays. They make so many beefy boards. I want to do a test hands and combo video for you guys so you can see how I go into Transcode Talker, how I go into Trigate and Xcode Talker. I want you guys to see that because I'm trying to diverse. I'm trying to make. I want to make Salamangreats a little bit more diverse because these salad players are playing 3 copies of this and not doing anything. All they do is make this guy and go into a fusion monster and attack for game. Yes, it's consistent. Yes, it wins games. Yes, it's damn near unstoppable. But that's not the only way to play a deck. Think about it. This is Kool'S signing out from Team King of Games. Peace.